Hello, good evening, chat. Hello. I see some familiar names. I'm here with Shoto. You want to say hi, Shoto?
Hello. What's up? Hi.
Hi. Can we get an audio check really quickly from you guys? Am I loud enough? Is Shoto loud enough? Shoto, can you give?
Am I good? Hello. Am I loud enough?
Hello, Rat Jam.
Rat Jam. Rat
Jam. Is the BGM okay? The volume's good. Yeah, Shoto sounds like he's freaking bass boosted. I don't know how he has his setup done, but yeah.
I sound bass boosted?
Yeah, like the audio quality on you is like, good.
Okay, alright, I'm glad because I was tweaking it actually a few weeks ago with like an audio friend. Mm-hmm. So they helped optimize my setup. I'm glad it's on.
Oh, that's really good. I'm used to playing TRPG with people who honestly kind of have shit audio, so like this is like a really nice change.
Well, as long as you can hear me, that's all that matters, right?
Yep, we can hear you very well. Cool. So why don't we launch right into it? Because me and Shoto have been like hanging out in call for like an hour, guys, and we have chatted enough. We've chatted a lot.
Yeah.
So Shoto, do you want to introduce your character to chat?
Of course. So, first of all, my name is Shoto, and tonight I will be playing as Theron Van Doren, a foreigner from another continent. And when you look at him, you see a built male in his mid-20s, a human, has an earring with a gold bronze cog hanging from his left ear. He bears the gloves of a working man, someone who is quite handy with technology and mechanics, a craftsman or inventor. And he has an undercut and hair that is long on the top and front that has ash blue coloration, and his eyes shine with a similar blue color with golden rings around his pupils. And you can also see that he has eye bags, probably from working too late, and a white gauze bandage on his right cheek to cover up some kind of work-related injury from his recent days. And he also wears a dress shirt, loosely buttoned, with a vest on top, since he likes to be fashionable to a degree. Mm-hmm. And he exudes a very meticulous and perceptive aura to his person from first glance, and from the way he observes his surroundings. But that's his Theron Van Doren. Mm-hmm. And would you like me to explain more of his background? Or?
Yeah, can you tell us a little bit about, so what is he like, and why are his stats the way that they are?
Well, his background is that since he comes from another continent outside of KATASHIRO, he originates from a line of people who are blacksmiths, creators, and forgers, and his family prides themselves on creation and the joy of creation, and they've already established quite the name for themselves back in his home continent. And he decided, instead of remaining and benefiting off of his parents and his relatives' success as the name of under the Van Dorens, he decided to come to another land and make a name for himself there. And through his upbringing, he is someone you can describe as quite blunt and very straightforward towards others. He isn't someone to beat around the bush. If he wants to get to the point, he will very much so do that. And it might come off as quite rude, or he might not be able to read the room for some others, but he's just someone who doesn't like to, play games, I guess. Mm. He also... He runs his own little shop. He's a tasteful person and is quite skilled at inventing repairs and working with any kinds of machinery and making different tools to help other people that reside in his area. Mm-hmm. And again, he likes to create and craft and tinkers around with different tools and types of machinery. So his little shop is something that he built up for himself, and underneath that shop is where he does most of his true work, since the shop is kind of just a you could describe it as a front, but he does a lot of more of his real inventing and craftsmanship, especially with firearms and different weaponry. But this is more towards a selective group of people who wish to purchase from him.
So he has a bit of a criminal background, is what you're
Yeah,
telling
I guess
me.
you could say he has dipped his foot into the denizens of the criminal underbelly of Katashiro, you could say.
Okay.
And
About his... sorry, yeah?
oh, go ahead, continue.
Just curious about his ideology. So you've written it down as think outside the box. So how come that's his ideology?
Well, he comes from a family of inventors and people who are typically quite handy with craftsmanship. And in this world, you don't get anywhere in his mind with just following a certain formula. He doesn't like following the directions just given to him by other people. And sometimes that's what you have to do. But to his mind, the people that really make a mark in these lands are people that really take the risk and go above and beyond and try out something different or take the risk. And that is why he wishes to, for a lack of a better way to explain it, think outside the box and attempt to really push the boundaries of what's humanly possible or what's expected of himself or from other people that is within his field.
Oh, I like that. So the skills that you've chosen to take, so you have 30 intimidation, 60 mechanical repair. That makes a lot of sense considering his background. He seems like he's a very persuasive talker. He also has locksmith and listening skills, sleight of hand, appraisal, and 90 in spot hidden. So a very observative gentleman.
He is quite the observative or perceptive individual, and I would say that he is also quite persuasive as well, since in his field you do have to sell yourself. Well, not sell yourself, but sell what you are creating or really make a impression upon other people. And that is what he wishes to do, is make sure his craftsmanship is known and well liked by others, and that persuasion is just part of his natural skills as someone who is in, I'd say, the business field, and someone who's also trying to make a name for himself and create something different to help everyday people.
Okay, awesome. So we're going to be launching into the scenario Katashiro. The background of it is you do end up somewhere that you've never been before with no memory, so you're going to have to flip all of that out of your head. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge to RP, I found with past, because people are always like kind of stumbling over how much they actually do remember. But just a reminder that it's like full amnesia, basically. Okay. So
Theron essentially knows nothing and doesn't know why he's here and doesn't know where he comes from, doesn't even know his own name.
You'll find out in just a little bit, but I'll just stress that it's amnesia. Okay.
All right, understood.
All right. Okay then. You nervous?
I honestly, a tad bit, because this is my first time playing Call of Cthulhu, so never experienced this before, but I'm excited to try it out with you.
Okay, so I'll just remind you that for Call of Cthulhu, you're trying to roll as low as possible. 0 to 5 is a critical success. 95 and above is a critical failure. Okay? And we're using CC Folia today, so you're not going to have to do any like complicated math. You just double click to roll, essentially. Okay. All right then.
Understood.
You ready?
Yes. Let's begin.
Okay. Then we will launch into scenario. Katashiro. You open your eyes. You appear to be in a hospital room of some sort. No, to be exact, it appears to be a operating room. Your head pulsates with a terrible headache and everything feels heavy like lead. As you lay there, how do you wake up? In what way do you wake up?
I would am I laying on my back? Like as
laying
if
on
I
your
were
back.
just post-operated on.
Exactly.
I will lift myself up, my upper body first, and just realize how heavy everything is for me at the moment. And it'll take me a bit to fully take in my surroundings. But after I recover from whatever it is that just transpired, and from waking up, I'll look around the room and take a moment to digest where I am and what I see around me
Okay.
in detail.
As you are doing that and you're looking around at the room, you realize that you are in a stark white hospital room. It doesn't appear to be a room that a patient would generally stay in. That being said, it means that you appear to be in an operating room, not in a patient's room. Okay? And as you are doing that, you hear a knock and the sound of a door opening, and a woman walks in. Oh, you've woken up. How are you feeling?
Interesting. First of all, who are you?
Sorry. I'm the doctor of this place. You were hit by lightning and we had to carry you to the hospital. Do you remember any of that?
Doctor of this place. I was hit by lightning.
That's right.
Can I want to, for while I am talking to her and she mentions this, I quickly become a bit worried, so I want to touch around my body and make sure that nothing feels out of place. I don't have any like wounds on my anywhere superficial or no.
Okay, can you give me an idea roll?
An idea roll? Sure.
You failed that idea roll. So, touching around your body, you do not really get the feeling that there's something wrong in particular, but your body does feel very heavy, a little bit unnaturally so. You do remember the sensation of being hit by a strong wave of light, but strangely enough, you can't seem to remember anything from before that point.
Right. You said you're the doctor of
That's
this. What was it you that helped me?
I did take a look at you, yes, but you were carried in by the emergency room staff.
I know this might sound a bit silly, but do you know my name?
Your name?
Yes.
I would think that you should know that the best. Do you not remember your name?
See, it's quite embarrassing actually, but I'm not sure that I know what happened. You could be lying to me for all I know, and I would believe it probably, but you said I was struck by lightning and I was brought here, and for some reason I don't know my own name.
Maybe we should start with something else. Do you remember perhaps where you're from?
Theron takes a moment to just put his head down and think really hard about who he is and where he does come from, and it makes him panic a little bit since he's usually a person who understands what is going on in the situations he is in, but right now, for some reason, he feels unnaturally unsettled by the situation and feels quite uncomfortable that he doesn't know why he's here or why he doesn't remember his background or his own name.
Okay. Seeing that Theron is putting his head down to think very, very hard on it, the doctor seems to take a little bit of sympathy. She takes a step forward and she kind of like leans down and puts a hand on Theron's shoulder, and she's like, look, I don't know what your name is, but that's all right. I'm a doctor here, and we'll do everything we can to get your memories back.
Right. One question I guess I have, but...
Ask anything.
How do I know that I can trust you? Like, how do I know that I really was struck by lightning, as you said, and...
That's a good point. Perhaps you feel some sort of physical fatigue that would have come with being hit by lightning, or do you feel anything like that? Generally, the symptoms also include a headache, maybe your vision's a little bit blurry. Otherwise, all I can offer you is this hospital room.
I do feel quite heavy, like someone just put a ton of weight on top of me, and I could lay down for a bit longer, honestly. This is quite weird.
Yeah. It seems that maybe we should put you through a little bit more medical examination, but maybe you feel a bit under the weather now, but let's give it a bit, and I'm sure you'll feel better if you rest up.
Okay, what time is it, if I may ask?
Right now, the doctor quickly checks a wristwatch. It's 10 a.m.
Theron, seeing the doctor check her watch, he feels around in his pants and quickly wants to feel if he has his own watch. He doesn't have a watch either, but he does have a phone in his pockets, and would it be alright if he pulled that out and inspected it to see if
since you're in a situation where you did get hit by lightning and you're not really sure who you are or what you might have on you, why don't you give me a luck roll and we'll see if you actually have that cell phone in your pocket.
A luck roll?
A luck roll.
Sure.
Okay, you succeed. So you do find... Okay, what else would Theron have in his pocket typically? Would he have any kind of ID, a wallet?
Typically, Theron does carry around a handgun on his hoisted on his side. He does have a wallet in his left pocket, but in his right pocket, that is where he usually does carry his phone. And he would have glasses. Sometimes he has these, but glasses hanging off his collar shirt. But
okay. So succeeding at the luck roll with a solid 55, let's say that you do find your cell phone. However, it is dead, as if it has gone through some sort of really strong electrical shock. You do, however, find your wallet with everything in it that you typically would have, but you do not find your handgun.
Okay, but I don't think he would know that.
Yeah,
right?
He would not know that he would have a handgun, no.
So, Theron does pull out his wallet and inspects for any identification or any type of cards or maybe photos or something that would give him an idea that this is in fact his wallet and this is who he is and his name and whatnot.
Okay. Does he have any ID in there?
He would have he would have an ID for himself in his wallet, but...
Okay. Then seeing Theron pulling out his ID, the doctor looked pleasantly surprised, and she's like, oh, fantastic, you have ID on you. What's the name on it?
Theron Van Doren.
Sounds a little bit foreign.
Well, hold on. Are you telling me that I'm not from here?
Well, I wouldn't know where you're from, but I haven't heard of a Van Doren before. Typically, last names here end with, Yamasaki, Yamashita, Yamada.
Yama? So, Theron will just ruminate on the idea that this is probably his name, since he has nothing really left, nothing else to cling to, and just puts it back in his pocket and asks the nurse or the doctor, so what should I do if I don't even know how this happens or where I came from?
That's a good question. Well, at the very least, I'd like to do my due diligence, so maybe I'll ask you to stay at the hospital for like 3 days while we check you over. After that, you'd be free to go, and maybe in those 3 days, something will come to mind.
Theron, for some reason, feels a bit perturbed by this, but he agrees with the doctor, and well, he'll agree to stay at the hospital for now.
Okay. Well, fantastic then. This is an operating room, but unfortunately all the other rooms are taken up, so I'll have to ask you to stay here for the next 3 days.
Alright, is there a bathroom anywhere, perhaps?
Yep, and the doctor points towards a door a little bit to the left-hand side, and there is a kind of like a sliding door that leads to a bathroom.
It's within the room, or is it outside of the operating room?
It is within the room.
Okay. He'll get off of the operating table or whatever he was laying on top of, and maybe he'll stumble for a bit and saunter his way over to the bathroom. And
before you do that, can I ask you to give me a strength roll?
A strength roll. All right.
Reminder, your strength is 20.
Of course.
Maybe miracle? Nope.
I wish we got
so
that roll earlier.
Theron does attempt to get up. Unfortunately, your limbs all feel heavy like lead and your head is pounding. You can't seem to get up out of your bed.
I can't even move myself. It doesn't feel physically possible.
It does not feel physically possible. You do not have the strength.
Doctor, do you mind giving me a hand and helping me to the bathroom? I just want to quickly wash my face and get a better look at, well, me. It'd give me a brief moment of comfort, if you understand.
Yeah, absolutely. And she will support you to the bathroom, and she'll kind of like lean you against the wall and, heads out and closes the door behind her.
Okay. So, I have privacy in the bathroom, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Do I see anything in the bathroom, like a window or...
There's no windows. That's typical in a hospital bathroom, but there is a mirror.
I guess I will take a moment to look at myself in the mirror and see who I am. And
you see yourself reflected back at you. That being said, you're not sure if this is what you're supposed to look like. Blue hair, blue eyes, undercut.
Does it look like I have anything, like any kind of abrasions or injuries on my face or my neck?
Other than the what looks like a bandage on your cheek, you do not have any kind of injury on your person.
Theron will just splash some water on his face and quickly wash up. He doesn't really need to use the bathroom or the toilets. He just wanted to take a moment and observe what he looked like, and he'll ask, "Doctor, I'm good now. You can give me a hand, perhaps, and help me back. Thank you."
All right. And the doctor opens the door and will support you all the way back to your bed and lay you down quite gently. And so once you are laying back down, the doctor straightens up and she looks kind of concerned, and she'll say, You know what's standard when a patient has some memory issues is we play some brain teasers to try and get them off the ground and see if we can jog something. Would you be down to play one with me?
A brain teaser?
Brain teaser.
I mean, it's not like I'm going to be going anywhere anytime soon, so sure, why not?
All right. And that being said, the doctor pulls out a piece of paper from her pocket. This is a thought experiment called the prisoner's dilemma. Have you heard of it?
Well, can barely remember my own name, so I don't...
Pardon me, that's true. In that case, let me explain it. So let's say that you and we are two suspects who have been apprehended for committing a crime. We are each given a separate room to be in, and we have the option of choosing to stay silent or confessing to the crime. And as you can kind of see on the diagram, our prison sentence will change depending on our own and the other's answer. So saying that you're prisoner A and I'm prisoner B, if you choose to stay silent and I choose silent, then we both get 2 years in prison. If you stay silent and I confess to the crime, you get 10 years and I get 0 years. On the other hand, if we both choose to confess, we each get 5 years in prison. I'd like you to think this through and see if you can figure out what you are most likely to do. And perhaps on the count of 3, we can say our answers together. Sound all right?
Yes. Give me a moment.
Yeah, take your time.
I think I know what I would choose. Yes.
Okay. Then, on the count of 3, I'd like to hear your answer. 1, 2, 3. Confess?
Confess.
Oh, interesting. Why would you confess?
Well, for some reason, I don't think I would trust prisoner B to also stay silent with me. And in this scenario, I chose silence and they would choose confess. I would get an unnecessary amount of years as opposed to me confessing, which would result in the best scenario for either myself or for both of us.
That is true. But on the other hand, if you were two prisoners who were captured, perceivably doing a crime together, would you not perhaps say that you're comrades in crime? Someone that you'd be able to trust?
Bringing up that point, it does give him a slight bit of a headache, because I guess it's bringing back memory, I don't know, a feeling like he understands like what he would do in this situation, but you do have a point, but at the same time, if it's a partner in crime, it's not saying that it's someone that I could trust with my life, correct?
You wouldn't be able to tell, you're right.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
We could just be, in this for the one-time job, and there's many other reasons as to why we are doing the crime, but does that mean I could put my full trust in them? I'm not sure. No.
You talk like you've been through this before, like you kind of understand how the criminal mind works.
You make... For some reason, I feel like... No. I don't think so.
Well,
I don't think I would, but it just feels like the most logical option, in my opinion.
that makes sense.
Nothing more than that.
Well, and the doctor again looks at her wristwatch. I have to move on to my next patient. I'll be back tonight to take a look at you, but for now, get comfortable.
Okay. May I ask for your name?
Did I not say? My name is Marlo. Marlo Adler.
Marlo, right. Sorry. This is just a lot going on right now, and you could probably tell I'm a bit panicked at the moment, but yeah, I'm just, this doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel right.
Well,
is all.
I would say that anybody who wakes up in a hospital room one day would definitely feel that something is amiss, but 3 days, we'll give it 3 days and continue the medical checkups, and hopefully something or another gets triggered.
Okay. Well, Dr. Amada, thank you.
Not at all. I'll be back.
Okay.
That being said, the doctor takes the paper and she leaves the room. So now you are in a situation where you're laying on a bed in a operating room. Your body does feel heavy, but if it's just within arm's reach of your bed, you're able to investigate the room. Right within arm's reach, you do see a bedside monitor as well as some instruments of some kind that are near your bed. Which one would you like to investigate, if at all?
So, next to me, you said there are instruments in the monitor.
That's right.
Correct. Yes, Theron doesn't quite trust the situation he is in for some reason, and he would like to poke around a bit and observe. So, I would like to investigate the instruments first.
Okay. On a stand near your bed, a variety of instruments are neatly laid out next to each other. There are no scalpels nor anything knife-like in sight. In order to get a better look at them, you might need to lean in more.
I will attempt to lean in as much as possible without letting myself fall over off of the table or bed.
Can I get a spot hidden roll, please?
Spot hidden roll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. This scared me.
I thought you have like 90 in it. I thought you were gonna fail it for a second, and I was like, oof. Upon leaning in, you realize that these instruments don't look like they could be usable for surgery. Rather than instruments, you get the feeling that they're more tool-like in nature, like you might find them in a shed.
In the shed? So, what am I seeing in particular?
In particular, you can't really identify what any of these are supposed to do. But there's 3 long instruments with kind of like rounded edges, and then there's 2 more that are a little bit spikier, but nothing that looks dangerous.
Would any of them, could I grab any of them from where I'm laying?
Yeah, absolutely. You could grab any of them. All of them.
Can you describe them again? Sorry.
Okay. There's 3 long instruments that look rounded at the edges, and then there's 2 more that look like they have pointed edges. But there's nothing else really remarkable about them.
Are the 3 rounded ones all similar? Are they all different with just the same makeup?
They are all different. Every single instrument is different, but they are all made out of metal.
So you said I could grab them, correct?
Yep, you can grab them.
I guess I will grab one of the rounded ones and one of the, you said spiked or,
With a spiked edge. Yep.
Yeah, I'll grab one of each.
All right, feel free.
Yeah. And then I will take a look at the monitor. It's right next to me.
The bedside monitor seems to be there to indicate abnormalities in a patient's heart rate or blood pressure. It's a pretty heavy-handed machine to have just rolling around at your bedside, unless you'd been in worse condition than you'd initially thought. The screen has numbers on it, such as 97 and 98, but you're not sure what these numbers indicate.
So I'm not even sure what those numbers... Okay.
No.
Is it attached to my body in any way? Like, from that monitor to me?
The machine is not connected to you in any way.
So for all I know, this is just a monitor with random numbers.
Yes, that's correct.
Do I see anything else?
You do see some things around the room that you could possibly investigate. However, you're not feeling well enough to get up to look at them. They're all a little bit further away.
Quick question. Do I see anything on my arms or my fingers or anything that... Nothing.
No intravenous fluid, no wires, nothing.
Or no like rings or something that feels off or like placed there?
No, nothing. As far as you can tell, your arms and fingers look normal.
Okay. I guess I can't get anything more out of like holding these instruments that I picked up, correct?
Not unless you're trying to... I can't really... There's no other further information that you'd glean from them, no.
Okay, then after Theron takes a look at these two instruments that he curiously picked up, he'll put it back on the desk. Well, he'll put one of them underneath his pillow, the rounded one.
Okay, that's perfectly
fine. Just play with that for a bit, and just maybe he'll forget to put it back, and then
okay.
that will be it if there's nothing else to do, or if he doesn't notice anything else. I mean, I might want to, before he retires for the night, or just until the doctor returns, he would do one more perceptive look around to know if there's anything off or anything to note of that's within the operating room.
The operating room does have some machinery laying around, as well as your bed. It does have 2 doors on either side. One of the doors is the one that the doctor came through earlier, and there's also a door on the far left-hand side, but it's a little further away.
And we already established I couldn't get up at all.
Unfortunately not, no.
And in that case, I'll just lay down and wait for the doctor.
Okay. As Theron is laying down to wait with his absolutely awful headache, hello? Is somebody there?
He opens his eyes and looks towards where that sound is coming from.
It appears to be coming from through the wall, from the next door room.
The wall from the next door room. Is there a window that I can see somebody else, or
There
it's
is
just
no
coming from
window,
the wall?
but there is that door from earlier that you can't quite reach.
Hello? Was someone talking to me?
Oh, yeah, hi. I'm from next door. I'm the next door patient. I thought I heard somebody.
Right. Yeah. I didn't know that there are other patients so close. Or how are you? Are the walls just thin enough that I can talk to you, or are you behind that door over there?
Yeah, apparently the hospital's been losing money for some years, and yeah, the walls are pretty thin, huh?
How do you know that? Do you work here?
Oh, no, I've been here for a long time, a few years actually.
Well, what is your name, if I may ask?
My name's Irene. I'm 13. What's your name?
Irene, and you've been here for a few years, you said.
Oh, yeah.
How many years?
It's been about 4 now, I guess. I got into a traffic accident.
You got into a traffic accident. Well, nice to meet you. My name is... Well, I think my name is Theron.
You think?
Well, the funny thing here, Irene, is I don't fully remember who I am and where I came from or how I even got here. And it's been kind of weird. And honestly, he just shuts his mouth closed for a moment out of just suspicion or instinct of untrustingness. He stops there and then just waits for Irene to say something.
Memory issues? Oh, you too?
You also had memory issues?
No. I remember everything, but, the person who was in the room before you, was also saying something about their memories. Maybe it's a room where people who are having those type of problems end up in?
Yeah, Irene, why are you here? You said you were in a, car accident, but you were here for years. Are you not able to walk or?
Yeah, it was a pretty bad accident, so I guess I just ended up here.
And what about you're so young. Do you have any parents or any siblings who might be checking in on you?
Oh, yeah, my mom comes by. She actually works here.
Oh, your mom works here.
Yeah, white hair, glasses, yellow eyes. She's a doctor here.
Is your mom named Marlo?
Have you met my mom?
Yeah, she was the lady that was talking to me earlier, explaining why I was here and telling me about my accidents as well. She said I was struck by lightning.
Eh? Lightning? What were you doing to get struck by lightning?
I have no idea, Irene. I have no idea why I can't even remember something as simple as my name. I had to look into my own pockets and just miraculously, I had my ID on me. So that's the only thing I'm clinging to right now.
That sounds kind of scary. Are you okay?
I think I will be fine. Theron in his head is actually quite scared. He just isn't saying it out of suspicion or fear. He's not sure, but he doesn't want to fully explain how he's feeling to someone he doesn't know or can see right now.
Well, if it helps, my mom's a really good doctor. She won a lot of prizes and stuff too for being a good doctor. So I'm sure you'll come and remember your stuff very soon.
I have a question for you. You said you've been here for years. Have you ever been in this room?
The truth is, during the accident, I kind of I stopped being able to walk around and stuff, so I've just been stuck in one room this entire time.
My condolences.
You kind of have a funny accent. Where are you from? Sorry, I forgot you said you don't remember anything.
I have a funny accent. Yeah. Your mother, she also mentioned that my last name seemed different from here as well.
Maybe you're a foreigner? Maybe you're a criminal overlord who got deported from your country and that's why you ended up here. Or maybe you're on a vacation.
Well, your guess is as good as mine, Irene. I truly do not know why I'm here in the first place, so why I can't remember a single lick of history about myself. It's kind of scary, actually. But and as he said that, he realized he messed up and just kind of, because he didn't want to like fully out what he was feeling, but at that point he doesn't care. He'll just.
Hearing that Darren's finds it a little scary, the voice on the other side of the room, or the other side of the wall, sorry, goes a little bit quiet. And then it pipes back up a little bit. Well, maybe until you get your memories back, maybe we can be conversation partners. I'll keep you company.
Conversation partners. Well, if may I ask, who was here before me? Were you also conversation partners with them as well?
A super nice older lady was in the room before you, but she got all better and she had to leave the hospital.
Okay. Well, Irene. Why? There's I've been wanting to ask. I don't quite understand everything that's going on around me either. But I wanted to ask, do you know, there's a screen right next to me that has numbers on it, and I'm not sure what they are
A screen?
trying to tell me. Yeah, a screen or some kind of monitor that has the numbers 97 and 98.
97? I've seen a lot of screens while I was at the hospital, but nothing with 2 numbers on it. It maybe 97, it's like your heart rate or something?
My heart rate? So would this be keeping track of my heart rate?
Maybe. My mom said that all the machinery in the hospital rooms are there to keep you safe and make sure that you're healthy.
All right. Well, I must apologize. I might not be much of a conversationalist myself, since I'm not too sure if I can even share anything. So it might be boring.
It's
for
okay.
you.
Then I'll share stuff. But I haven't been out of my room in a while, so maybe I won't be able to say many things. But I'll do my best to be interesting.
Would it be all right if am I allowed to come over to your room, or even go to the other rooms, perhaps, or...
Does that mean that you'd come visit me?
Maybe. I can't right now. I tried to get up earlier, but your mother had to help me, since I can't walk. Right at this very moment, it's hard for me to even get out of my bed.
Maybe then you should rest up, but yeah, maybe when you feel a little bit better tomorrow or the day after, maybe you can come visit?
That sounds lovely. Sure, why not?
Okay then, it's a promise.
It's a promise. Well, I guess, what kind of food do they have here? Is it good?
Sorry, Thiran, you said, right? Your name?
Thiran. Yes, that's what I think my name is.
Thiran, the truth is, the accident I got in, right? It was pretty bad, so, even food and stuff isn't, it's kind of hard for me now, so, sorry, I don't know what kind of food they have.
You're not able to eat.
Mom says that, I get my nutrients through a tube? It sounds kind of weird, but I promise I'm it's okay. It's okay.
Okay, well, that's quite curious. I don't think I've ever heard of that before, but as long as you're okay, right, Irene?
I'm okay. I'm doing my best next door, so dear, and you too, do your best.
He kind of looks up to the ceiling for a little bit at the lights, and Theron will just ponder for a moment and then ask Irene, do you play any games or, with these roommates or conversation buddies that you have?
Do you know Shiritori?
Shiritori? No, never heard of that.
So we choose a topic, and then I say a word, and then you have to choose a word that begins with the last letter of the word that I said. You wanna play?
Sure. I would be down to give it a try. Forgive me, I might be a bit slow since I just did wake up a moment ago, and
Then maybe I'll choose an easy topic, like, how about countries?
countries. Like, what do you mean by countries?
The name of countries? Do you not remember that either?
No, I don't remember much at all, honestly.
The name of, animals? Do you not remember the name of animals?
Kipa, I would remember the name of animals, correct?
Yes, you would remember the name of animals.
Okay, I just want to know the... yeah, we can do animals, sure.
Okay, then I'll start. Dog.
Giraffe.
Giraffe. Elephant.
T-Rex.
Is a T-Rex an animal?
Is it an animal?
Is it an animal?
Why not? My apologies. Maybe let's not use that one.
Okay, and as you are playing Shiritori with Irene, a heavy sleepiness seems to assault you suddenly. It seems that your stamina is not yet returned. And as you're about to drop off to sleep, the voice from next door seems to notice your sleepiness and says, good night.
Good night.
And then you fall asleep. You sleep, and you sleep, and then you wake. Up. As expected, you're laying in the operating room from before, but something is strange with your vision. Your eyes seem to be flickering into monochrome and back again, and even distorting.
I'm looking. Did I get up? Like my upper body is up now, or am I just opening my eyes?
You've just opened your eyes.
And I see as if the screen, my vision was glitching or flipping in between different colorations I can't understand. Right. Well, I would be panicking for a moment. Can I try to can I look around and see if I see anybody else in the room with me at the moment?
Yeah, you do look around the room, but it is empty.
Does it hurt? Am I in pain?
Your body does feel heavy and you do have a bit of a headache, but it does seem to be better than earlier. And as you are sitting there pondering that, the doctor returns.
Malo?
Good morning, Theron. Are you feeling a bit better?
Why do you look like that? What is happening?
Well, I mean, I am a little sleep deprived, but I don't think I look so awful that I...
Not like that, Malo. I mean, why?
Pardon me?
He grabs his head for a moment and then just breathes heavily, then rubs his eyes, looks up at the doctor again, and he still sees the same thing.
He does.
Forgive me if this sounds crazy, but you don't look real right now.
Real? What do you mean by that?
It's like I'm watching through a screen or something else. My eyes are not showing. My eyes aren't working.
Your eyes aren't working.
No, my eyes aren't working, Doctor. You look like a mess of colors right now.
Mess of colors. Okay. Maybe it's a side effect of the reason that you were carried here. Perhaps we should examine you a bit later on.
What is happening to me?
I mean, the only information we have about you is that you were found after you got hit by lightning, so... But that's okay. You should be fine with some time. I've done all the physical tests on you, and you seem to be perfectly healthy. It sounds like it's just a side effect.
I want to attempt to get out of the bed again.
Okay, give me a strength roll, please. I'm sorry. So, today you do try to get out of bed, and different from yesterday, you do find that you have a little more strength. So you're able to get to your feet, but you can't walk very far. And the doctor will kneel down next to you in concern. Hey, don't try to move around too much.
This doesn't feel right. And this doesn't feel right at all. This doesn't feel natural, Doctor. Why do you look like that? Why does this room look like this? And
it may be because of the strong electric pulse that went to your brain. Sometimes things get a little bit fried. But I've done all of the brain scans and everything's functioning as normal, I promise.
You promise?
I do.
Is it really still difficult for Theron to make out what he sees from the doctor right now and from everything around him?
Theron's vision is still flickering, and there's a lot of discoloration.
All right. He'll just sit back down in the bed and... Doctor, when can I leave?
So it's been about 24 hours since you arrived, so I'd like to hold you for at least 2 more days, but after that, you're a free man.
You said you would like to hold me, so I could leave if I really wanted to.
If you have somewhere to go and you absolutely want to leave, then yes, I'd let you just walk out. I mean, you're not a prisoner by any means.
I mean, he doesn't have the strength to even leave, so...
He doesn't. The doctor looks very concerned. At the least, I'd like to do some tests to see what's going on with your eyes, but if you're insisting on leaving, then I can't stop you.
No, please help. Help me. Whatever is going on with my eyes right now, I'd like them fixed as fast as possible. Thank you.
All right. The testing equipment's just all booked up at the moment, but I know there's a free slot in just a few hours in the evening, so Why don't we settle down and chat a bit, try and get your memories back, and once it's evening, we'll get those tests done.
Do you have any food or snacks, perhaps?
Yeah, absolutely. I know I had something in my pockets here. She digs around a little bit, and she pulls out a chocolate bar.
A chocolate bar?
Pulls it to you. She's like, mealtime is not for another few hours, but this should tide you over till then.
Thank you. Well, I'm not even sure when the last time I ate was, so...
We did give you a little bit of fluids yesterday, so you should be feeling all right. And just a note from the keeper is that Theron is not currently hungry at all.
He's not hungry.
Not hungry, not thirsty.
Not hungry, not thirsty. All right. I guess he'll just pocket the chocolate bar for now.
Okay. And seeing that Theron's calmed down a little bit, the doctor again kind of ruffles around in her pocket and she says, well, at the least we should keep on trying to get your memories back. I have another brain puzzle. Did you want to try it out with me?
I mean, we can try, but do I have to look at it?
Yeah. And she pulls it out for you. Can you see this?
Yes. Can Theron see the paper clearly?
Theron can see the paper very clearly. That being said, it is in monochrome. He's not sure if there's supposed to be any color on it.
Okay. But meanwhile, the room is still moving around and changing colors.
The room is flickering and changing colors, yes. It's not like the paper looks like it's out of place in the room. Like you're seeing it the same way, but maybe because you're holding it so close to yourself, you can see it clearly.
Okay. Anyways, what am I looking at? A boat.
This. Yes, it's called the Ship of Theseus. Let me explain. Essentially, a man named Theseus once sailed for it on a boat. Over the course of his trip, the old wooden parts of the ship gradually became replaced by newer steel parts. By the end of the trip, the entirety of the ship's parts had been replaced. Do you think it'd be right to still call the ship at the end of the trip the same ship that had left harbor?
And you say that all the boat's parts have been swapped?
That's correct. They've turned from wood to steel.
Well, I believe that if it's the same boat and everybody I think what's important is the people that use the boat or give it the identity that it is and do the things that they do on it, give the boat its real identity, then yes, this would still be the same boat. It just might have gone through some upgrades, sure, but who's not to say that this is not the boat, correct?
That's interesting. Would you not say that the identity has changed? Because, I mean, it was wood when it took off, but now it's all steel.
If I took off all my clothes and wore a different clothes, would I be a different person? Would I be...
No, you wouldn't be.
Then my identity would still be the same, right?
Fascinating. That's an interesting way of thinking about it. You're right. I agree with that. Very nice. And that being said, she puts away the piece of paper. So I do have to head off to see some other patients, but I'll definitely be back to check on your eyes in the evening. So for now, just rest up.
Thank you, Doctor. Pardon me, but I was told that there were others like me before.
Told?
Who also forgot or had memory issues, who were in this room.
Oh, were other doctors by?
Well, I had memory. I have someone did, I believe I had a conversation with, he is lying, by the way, to but, I'm not sure if they were inside the room at the time while my eyes were closed, but I did have a conversation with somebody, and I faintly remember them mentioning there were other patients like me. Is that true?
Yeah, it is. So it's a little embarrassing. But this is actually a room that we use for people that we aren't really sure about the identity of. Sometimes it's homeless people that we have to bring in and treat. Sometimes it's a strange foreign man that got hit by lightning. Sometimes they do have memory issues. Sometimes they're under the influence.
Okay. Sorry for the odd question. I was just curious as to
No, not at all.
why. Yeah, this room was also occupied by someone with the same issue. I thought it had a purpose of that particular type of people, but thank you.
I'm sure it's very harrowing, but if you have any questions, don't be shy to ask me at any time.
Right. Thank you.
Right on
I'll
then.
lay back down and just close my eyes and just wait until she said she was going to help me with the eye examinations or something, correct?
Yeah. So with your conversation concluded, the doctor does leave the room. Now, your body does still feel sluggish and heavy, but it seems you're able to move around a little bit more than yesterday. You find yourself able to wander around the room a little and take a look at things within it. Just near you, you do see some devices. One of the major ones looks like a heating device, and there's also some files nearby.
Some files and a heating device. Well, Theron would take the opportunity and carefully observe almost everything inside the room, so
Okay.
I would like to take a look at the files.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you give me a quick spot hidden roll, please?
Spots hidden.
Fantastic, you succeeded. Looks like a 79, so not quite a critical. So on a shelf placed away from the bed, what looks like a registry of past patients. See all that?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, fantastic. Oh, it moved.
Oh, I can move it around. I was not aware of that.
That's okay. Theron's like moving it around in his hands, I guess.
All right.
You realize that there's also a little bit more writing on the back of the page, and it reads, I can't find anyone who has high compatibility scores for both attributes. I will continue search for a suitable person among future patients.
For both attributes. Would I surmise that this is the doctor's notes?
It does seem like it may be medical in nature, yes.
And this compatibility score, it's not labeled with anything else other than compatibility.
It's simply labeled exactly the way that you see it on the screen. There's compatibility 1, compatibility 2, and on the left-hand side is a column of names. It reads Marlo Adler, Bao O, Nana Natsuki, etc., etc.
Well then, is there any other files that I could look through and ascertain anything?
These are the only files that exist.
Just naming compatibility.
That's right.
Maybe it has something to do with the questions I was asked earlier.
You do also have a heating device in arm's reach if you want to investigate that.
Yes, Theron would like to take a look at that as well.
Okay. So a few paces away from the bed, there seems to be a heating device designed to maintain body temperatures at normal levels. You get the impression that this device should be letting out warm air, but it's actually letting out cold air.
Do I feel cold?
You do not feel cold. But beyond the cold air, it's also emanating a different sort of vapor, but you're not sure what this vapor is.
Oh, that's concerning. Is it plugged in?
It is plugged in neatly into an outlet on the wall.
Okay, well, and there's a vapor coming out of it, and do I feel warm? You said this device was meant to regulate heat.
So there's cold air coming out of it, as well as one more type of vapor that you can't identify. But you don't feel like dizzy or sleepy from breathing it in anyway.
I would like to get close to it and smell it. See if I smell anything out of place, or
Okay.
does it give off a particular scent?
It
Perhaps.
smells a little bit minty fresh.
Okay. In that case, I don't believe Theron would bother with that
Okay.
much anymore. He would like to look around the room a bit and continue to see if there's like any hidden nooks and crannies or something that also catches his attention that might be of concern or interest.
There's nothing else in particular. Again, there are the instruments that you looked at yesterday, as well as the monitor that still reads 97 and 98. The numbers have not changed.
In that case, I would like to, if possible, remembering what Irene told me from maybe just a few hours ago. Time seems out of place for Theron right now, but it could have been the other day. But he'd like to just move as much around the room as possible to see if the numbers change, and move his arms around, stretch a bit, get anything to make his heart rate increase, and see if it correlates with the screen.
Theron, despite feeling under the weather, Theron painstakingly does this. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be anything that changes about any of the devices. The numbers remain the same.
And Theron is like, he presses against his chest and does feel his heart rate increase as a result of these activities.
Your heart rate is up, and the numbers do not change.
Interesting.
You do, however, feel yourself getting very tired.
Well, I'll put the paper back and into the file. Those were the only papers about the compatibility of previous patients.
Those were the only papers.
Okay. In that case, I would like to maybe go to the door. Actually, yes, I would like to walk over to the door and take a peek inside of Irene's room.
Okay.
If I can.
You're gonna have to give me a strength roll.
My worst stat. Why?
Why'd you choose 20 for your strength?
Theron is not a strong person.
He's not a strong person. 15 is the human minimum. So Theron tries to dredge up some strength to go to the door. Unfortunately, he did just move around a lot. His heart rate is up and he's exhausted. I think you might need to go back to bed.
Right. Theron will realize it is not worth risking any more injury to himself and wander back to his bed and lay down until the doctor returns to help him in any more sort of way.
Okay. So, you go to lay down, and then Theron, I hear you banging around next door. Are you okay?
Irene?
Yeah, it's me.
I was just trying to see if that monitor was indeed for me. I didn't know if there was something hooked up with inside of my body to keep track of my heart rate or whatnot, but it doesn't seem like that. Yeah, the heart rate monitor.
It wasn't measuring your heart rate?
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I wonder what it's for.
Yeah, but should it be showing numbers? If it's, it seems to be picking up somebody's heart rate, but that's not my heart rate.
Maybe you should ask my mom about it? She'll know what the machines are used for, so.
I did also try to walk over into your room or just take a quick look, but it's too hard to move around, unfortunately. So,
No, it's okay. Don't push yourself. You're gonna make yourself sicker. Maybe tomorrow?
Right. Maybe. It's just... This feels strange, Irene. For some reason, to not to try and scare you or anything, but have you ever had your eyes not work properly, like they were changing colors in the room and flickering on and off?
Well, for me... the truth is I haven't been able to see, since the accident. I can't move around and I can't see, but that sounds really weird. Like you said something's flickering?
You said you can't see?
It was...
You can't see anything, Irene.
It was a pretty bad accident, so everything's been
I
kind of
have
dark.
another question. You said you can't move, you can't eat, and you can't see. Can you feel anything?
Everything feels kind of numb.
Irene. Theron thinks for a moment and feels like, is the person he's even talking to is real? I don't know, but it worries him for a slight moment that this isn't a actual little girl, or maybe it's just some type of, I don't know, artificial intelligence. I don't know, but it worries him for a slight moment. Well, Irene, I was kind of... Your mom did come in earlier and did say that she was going to help me, so I don't think I have much to worry about.
You'll be okay. I promise my mom's a really, really good doctor.
I have a question for you. Did your mom ever play brain teasers with you, or any sorts of puzzles, perhaps?
When we were, so we used to go out to parks and stuff together a lot, right? But we would play, like, puzzles in the car on the way to the park. Like, those type of puzzles?
Was your mom there in the car accident?
No, I was, this sounds really dumb, but, well, there was a cat that was crossing the street, and I didn't look both ways, and I ran out after it.
Oh. I see. So you weren't in the car, but you got hit by a car, was what happened.
Sorry, I know it sounds kind of grisly, so I don't really, go into detail usually.
No, it's okay. Forgive me for asking. But, yeah.
But you said your eyes are doing something weird, right? I think that's the first time I've heard of symptoms like that. Like,
Yeah, maybe it's parts of me not remembering who I am, but this feels alien. I'm not even sure if it feels like I'm in my body. It looks like things just feel weird, and I'm not sure why my eyes are doing this, why my body is doing this, but it could just be because, like your mom said, I was hit by lightning.
Usually people when they're next door, they say that they feel like heavy and dazed, or they're usually fine on the first day, but there's a lot of people who start to act a little weird by the second day, so I thought maybe you'd end up the same way, but I'm glad that you seem like you're getting energy back.
Well, I am quite out of breath from that little experiment I was attempting, so
Don't move around too much, okay, or you're gonna get hurt.
I won't. Irene, I have a question. Are you happy the way that you are? Because from what you told me, it seems like I would be miserable to not be able to move and to feel anything, to see anything. I mean, you can hear me, of course, but it seems like you can't do anything else other than talk and hear.
I guess my mom is really busy, and getting visitors is kind of rare, so I guess it's kind of lonely sometimes, but I'm okay though. My mom is working really, really hard so I can get better soon, so I don't want to be the one to complain, you know?
It's been 4 years, Irene, you said. Are you sure you're okay? Don't you want to do more than just being there? And I don't know.
Can I tell you a secret?
Sure.
Well, there's one thing I really, really want to do. I think I kind of miss feeling my mom's hugs. It's been a long time.
I'm sure, even though you can't feel it, she probably is hugging you every night or every day as much as she can. Even though you can't see it or feel her, she's still there, right?
Thank you, Theron. You're a nice person.
Am I?
Nobody else until now has said something like that to me, so thank you. It means a lot.
You're welcome. Funny you say that. I'm nice. What if I wasn't nice? I don't remember anything. What if I'm the meanest person out there? I wouldn't even know, right?
That's kind of complicated, but I think mean people don't suddenly become nice like this, you know? So if you're nice now, it must mean that you're a nice person before, too. I think so.
That does give Theron a sense of comfort. It's strange, but it does bring him, like, a sense of solace, even if for a brief moment. So he just breathes in and breathes out, and I hope me asking you that wasn't too much, by the way.
It's okay. You listened to my secret, so now we're even.
Yeah. I'm not sure why I asked that many questions. Maybe I'm just a curious person. Who knows?
Maybe you're just really smart and your brain is very wrinkly and it can take a lot of information.
I think everyone's brains are wrinkly. Right? Your brain is wrinkly too, I'm sure.
I never thought about that. Well, we have one more thing in common then, don't we?
I guess you do have a point. Well, I was going to go over there and give you a chocolate bar. Your mother gave it to me. I don't seem to have much of a use for it since I'm not really hungry, but you said you can't really eat, correct?
Maybe you can eat it for me and tell me how it tastes. That's enough for me.
You've never had chocolate before?
Oh, no, I have. I had a lot of chocolate when I was before. I had so much chocolate that I got a cavity and my mom had to take me to the dentist. But, since I'm like this now, I'll live. Mom says I can live Viking through you. I'll do that.
Darren does take the chocolate bar out of his pocket and he'll crack off maybe half of it and put it into his mouth and move it around.
Does it taste good, Darren?
Yes. It's quite creamy, a little bitter. It tastes good though. Nice creamy, maybe it's milk chocolate, but a little sweet too.
Darren's good with words too. Maybe you're a writer.
A writer? I don't. Maybe I was, maybe I wasn't, but I really do want to know what I was or who I am as soon as possible.
I'll be praying for you.
And I'll be praying that you get better soon, Irene, because
Thank you.
I feel, I don't know, the way that you are right now, I'm just, I guess, it feels funny, honestly. It does feel kind of funny. I should be more concerned about myself right now too, but here I am finding myself a little worried about you.
See, it's because you're a softie.
Is
You're a good
it?
person.
Or is it because I just don't have a lot in my mind right now and...
Well, you said that your brain is really wrinkly, and so is my brain, so... And as you are having this chat, again, a thick tiredness washes over you. Though you were able to walk around earlier, it doesn't seem that your stamina has quite returned to you. And as the thick fog of sleep drags your consciousness down, again, you hear the room next door pipe up and say, "Good night, Darren."
Good night.
And you fall asleep. And then you wake up. As usual, you find yourself laying on the bed of the operating room, but your vision seems to have finally cleared up. You also feel much better than yesterday.
Pick myself up. I'll attempt to stand up and get off of my bed and walk around for a moment, if possible.
You are able to walk around, and with minimal difficulty. As you're doing that, the doctor arrives again. Oh, looks like you're feeling a lot better. You're up and about.
Yes, hello, doctor. For some reason, I can see better again, and I don't feel as heavy as I did before. I think means I'm getting better?
Well, I would hope that you'd be getting better. I mean, what's the point of being in a hospital otherwise?
Well, I'd imagine there's many reasons to be in a hospital. Like, I don't know what I'm thinking. Sorry, I've just had a...
No, you're completely correct. The truth is, the equipment freed up yesterday, so I brought it over and put you through some treatment. I'm glad you're feeling better.
While I was sleeping.
Yep, that's right. You were out like a log. Tried to wake you up and didn't budge.
Well, thank you for that. Sorry I couldn't, say it at the time.
No worries. Your memories, though, have you remembered anything?
He'll walk up to the doctor and get a better look at her, and then... No, not at all. I mean, I get a faint idea every now and then. Like, maybe this could be me, or that could be me, or maybe based on how I'm talking, or how I'm... It just feels like I have all the pieces, but I can't put anything together, no matter how hard I try.
That's odd. And here, Darren, could I get a idea roll, please?
Idea roll?
Yes, please.
Oh,
you succeed. As you're talking to the doctor and you're racking your brain trying to remember who the heck you were, you are struck with the thought that perhaps you were somebody who used to like to think outside the box. That thought of thinking outside the box just kind of drifts to mind.
just then, as I ruminate on it, like, that idea comes back to me.
Yes, precisely.
Okay. I'll keep silent about that revelation for now, I guess.
Okay. The doctor, none the wiser, continues talking. Well, I have one more thought experiment that maybe we could try out, but by tomorrow, granted that you're feeling a lot better by tomorrow, then you'll be a free man, so this will be our last puzzle together.
Is there a reason we're doing these puzzles? Other than to just, you said that these puzzles were to help me get better, right? And help my memory come back.
A little bit of brain activity is very important. Just think of it kind of like rehab for your brain, particularly when there's something wrong. But if you
do you do this with all your patients?
No, not all of them. Just the ones who are having any kind of brain abnormality.
Do I get the sense that she's hiding something from me? Or like any kind of like inflection in her voice or any like facial changes? I just want to get an idea of like the doctor is like trying to keep something from me more than...
Could I possibly then get a... What shall we use to evaluate that? I think the closest thing you have is a listening roll. So you want to give me a listening roll?
A listening roll.
A listening roll.
24.
Good job, you succeeded. So you don't get the feeling that the doctor has any kind of weird inflection to her voice, but there was a moment where she paused a little bit longer than you would think is normal. That being said, you're not really sure if that is, if that alludes to anything.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm sorry for prying. Sure, let's do this puzzle. I've enjoyed it so far. I mean, it helps pass the time. Helps me think about stuff afterwards, too.
Yeah, that's exactly how I use them, too. But, here. And she takes out a piece of paper. I'll explain this one, too, then. But, it's called the Survival Lottery. Imagine that you and I, we live in a society where everybody who is healthy in this society has to input into a lottery. Once a month, this lottery is drawn from, and the person with the winning lot is killed. Their healthy organs are then extracted from their body and distributed among people who need organ transplants. Now, this operates with the assumption that the organ transplant will always succeed. The lottery cannot be tampered with, and it will always be fair. And it is impossible to conduct organ transplants without killing someone in this society. Do you think this is right of them? What do you think of this?
Did these people in this society agree
No.
to this lottery? Or is it forced upon them?
It's sort of like the way that it's a social norm in our society to wear seatbelts when we get into the car. In this society, this is the norm.
So everybody willingly, well, whether they'd like to or not, they're a part of the lottery.
If they're healthy,
That's what you're telling
then
me.
yes, they're part of the lottery.
Well, there's a issue of consent here. And I mean, I feel like it is true, every life is precious, but what makes it so that one unlucky person has to sacrifice their future and their, family, their passions for this lottery? Why that person?
On the other
And why?
hand,
And what if they were unwilling?
well, on the other hand, wouldn't you be able to say the same of the people who were unlucky enough to need an organ transplant? I mean, it's simply, as the kids say nowadays, RNG. Either way, killing someone by lottery or someone having a fatal illness.
Why can't people just willingly donate?
Do you think people would? What if it's a heart?
Are these important organs like the heart or?
I would say that it wouldn't matter at the point that this person was killed, right? It could be any organ. It could be their skin, could be their lungs, could be their kidneys, their liver, their heart. But it saves many people. From one healthy life, maybe 5-10 lives can be saved.
Again, this is under the assumption that people can be unwilling or willing, correct?
That's correct. If you're a part of the society, you get put into this lottery.
I don't think I would want to be a part of that society.
The truth is, I would not either. But that is the teaser. So, do you think it's right, though?
Do I think it's right? Everybody, even a important government official or a big name or somebody, as long as they're healthy, you said, must be put into this lottery.
That's right. Without fail.
Without fail. So this is assuming no corruption, no abusing the system to
That's
avoid
right.
the lottery.
It's an ideal system in which there's no corruption.
Even so, I can't see myself thinking this is correct. Like, in my opinion, if I had imagine this was your child, right? If you have a child, imagine this is your son or daughter. Would you want them to participate in this kind of society?
Absolutely not. But on the other hand, what if my child was the one who needed an organ transplant? What if your child was the one who needed an organ transplant? What then? Would it not be a godsend?
It would be a godsend, but why it wouldn't be right, in my good faith, to sacrifice the life of some innocent and perhaps good individual to save my family member or my sibling, my son, daughter, whoever it may be, in my good faith.
Thinking about the life of somebody precious to you, does it really matter that a stranger would die for them? What's more important?
If they would willingly die, then that is a different story. If they would want to give up an organ, then I'm not stopping them, but this is a different issue. It's like it's like pulling somebody off of the street and telling them that we're going to kill you and take all of your organs for the better of maybe 5 or 6, 7 other people, and they didn't say that they wanted to. And that does not sit well with me. If there's the chance of that happening, it would not be something that I would be okay with.
It sounds a little bit like, for you, the death of the healthy person. It sounds a little bit like you're considering it somewhat like murder, but what about the deaths of the people who need an organ transplant in order to live? Is it not murder then to stand idly by and simply let them die?
I hear what you're saying. I know that people who watch might be, to a degree, just as guilty as those who caused it, but at the same time, it feels like you're giving an eye for an eye in this type of society. You are essentially, who says you are obligated to give up your life, even though you weren't the one involved, to save somebody else who had no connection to you, any type of affiliation to what happened to them.
This is true. Then just one last question for you. You said that if they agreed to it, then it would be more acceptable?
Because if they agreed to it, then obviously they would want to, and fully knowingly, give up their life to save other people's. Then that is their choice. It is a freedom of choice, correct?
That's true. So that's important to you. Consent and the freedom of choice?
Yes. I would hate for somebody to, choose for me when I don't or I have no control over what I want to do.
Interesting. All right then. Well, that was an interesting chat, but I do have to move on to the next patient. So tomorrow you're a free man, and I'm sure your memories will slowly come back to you.
Before she leaves, I want to grab her shoulder real quick.
Yep.
And I'd hate to ask this right now, but Doctor, do you have any family?
I do. I have a daughter.
You have a daughter.
That's right.
What is she doing right now?
Hospitalized. She got into an accident.
Is she here?
Yes, she's next door, actually. Why?
I have been kind of, every now and then I've been talking with her and just, keeping her company is all.
Oh, you met her, Irene?
Yes, she was talking with me the other night actually, and we didn't talk too much about everything and anything, but because it feels kind of one-sided, I guess, since I don't know everything that's going on with myself, right? I guess I was concerned for her, and to a degree, I guess I am.
Right.
Wanted to ask if you are okay.
Well, I'm as alright as any parent would be with a child in that sort of situation, but thank you for asking, and Thank you for keeping her company. I know she gets kind of lonely.
Do you hug her?
I do, every night.
Every night? Huh. That's funny. I don't say that out loud. I kind of say that under my breath. But,
I do have to get going, though.
right. Sorry for asking that, but thank you for the help again.
Not a problem. All right, rest up, and when you're able to, feel free to get on out of here. And with that being said, the doctor leaves.
Mm-hmm.
And you are still very, very tired. And you fall asleep.
Standing up?
No, you are so tired, you end up having to stumble to your bed. It doesn't seem your stamina's all the way back yet. And you instantly fall asleep without even going under the covers. Okay?
Okay.
And then you don't know exactly how long it's been, but you wake up. And upon waking up, you realize that actually you feel much better than you have the previous days, and you may be able to even just walk out the door or try the door leading next door. Your body doesn't feel heavy anymore. Your headache is gone. You're a new man.
All right. I don't feel hungry or thirsty or anything like that.
Not hungry nor thirsty.
Okay. Do I notice anything different about the room at all?
Would you like to give me a spot hidden?
That is a 58.
Fantastic. So you look around the room and you are certain that there's just nothing different about the room. It's exactly the same way that you left it.
Exactly the same. There's nothing changed. Okay.
Nothing.
The heater is still there, doing its thing.
The heater is still there doing its thing. Same
Can I check the files again?
Yep,
See if anything changed with that.
You can absolutely check out the files again. So you walk over to the files and you take a look at them. They look the same as
The numbers haven't altered at all?
Numbers are exactly the same.
Okay. I will put it back and then, before I check out the room that's, I believe Irene is in, can I peer down? I want to open the door where the doctor typically enters and leaves from and just look out into the hall and see if I see anything or notice anyone.
You stride over to that door and you peek outside. The hallway outside is dimly lit, and there's nobody outside. It's very, very quiet, but it is clean, and it doesn't really look out of the ordinary from just a regular
Any
hospital.
windows, perhaps, to give me a sense of daytime?
Windows, yeah, just down the hall you do see some daylight coming in. It appears to maybe be about morning.
It is morning. All right. Well, Theron's going to quickly use the bathroom and wash up, just look at himself in the mirror,
Okay.
making sure he asks himself if this really is him, or if, there's something more to this, just a bit of afterthoughts, and then he'll walk over slowly to Irene's room and just listen for a moment. Does he hear anything?
Can you give me a listen roll, please?
48.
48. You do not hear anything except what sounds a little bit like maybe water?
Water.
Water.
Like dripping or flowing water.
It sounds a little bit like water that might be in like a big jug or something.
He gets a bad feeling about this. immediately, but he asks, or rather, he says, Irene, are you there?
Darren, is that you?
Yeah, can I come in, perhaps?
Oh, are you feeling well enough to?
Yeah, actually, I feel a lot better than I did the previous days. And I know I did promise I would come and visit you, as, we talked about before, so...
Yeah. If you're feeling well enough, then... Oh my god, it's so sudden. Yeah, come in. Oh man, I hope I don't look all weird or anything.
I'm sure you don't. And then, I guess, Thiren will open the door, and, what does he see?
Right. So Thiren easily opens the door and strides right in. The room you come to is very dim.
Very dim. Is there a light switch nearby?
There is. Would you like to try it?
Hold on. Irene, it's kind of dark in here, so I'm just going to flip the lights on, if that's okay.
I'm sorry. Mom says she keeps it dark because, just in case there's something left of my vision, so it doesn't hurt my eyes.
Okay, that's fine. Is there something in the other room that I can use as, like, a light source to help me?
There's nothing.
Huh.
However, upon looking at the room, you do realize that the center of the room seems to be flickering with a faint glow. So you're not
Okay.
completely blind walking in.
Alright, yeah, I can see... I guess I can see those two beds, correct? And,
That's right.
Irene, I can't quite see you. Can you just talk so I can walk towards you, at the very least?
I can do that. Hello, Darren. I'm over here.
I will, walk towards the voice as, until I get closer and closer.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a spider by the toe. And Darren walks forward. Walking into the room, it looks like there are two beds. And there is somebody laying on top of one of the beds. That being said, you can't quite make it out. You do have to go closer to see it.
I will get closer then.
Okay.
Yep.
You walk forward, and as you approach the bed, you feel that the person laying on the bed feels a little bit familiar.
They feel familiar.
Will you still progress towards the bed?
I don't get a bad feeling about this, do I?
Not a bad feeling, but a familiar feeling, yeah.
Irene?
Uh-huh. What's up?
It's coming from that direction.
It is coming from that direction.
Okay, then.
Right?
I'll get closer.
You walk right up to the side of the bed.
I do want to mention, I'm still... as I'm approaching, I am, like, trying to be, I don't know, cautious of my surroundings as well. So,
Okay.
if that's important,
That's
I don't know.
perfectly fine.
Okay.
So, being cautious, you slowly approach the bed and you realize you are laying on that bed. Or to be accurate, you're pretty sure it's you. There's a sense of familiarity. But
What?
you're also here, standing beside the bed. You stand there and you stare at this version of you that continues to silently lay on the bed. If you're standing here, then why does it appear that there are two of you?
Wait. Hold on a minute.